Name Jumanji The Next Level. Did you see it? I did. One sentence summary. Danny DeVito and Danny Glover are too old for this shit in Jumanji. Could you beat the villain? Yeah, probably. We don't really spend much time with him. But it's Jurgen the Brutal, and he killed the Rock's character's parents back in the day, and he likes to behead people and stuff. So he's a bad old dude, and he stole a magic jewel for reasons. Seems pretty tough, but if it were me, I'd sneak into his fortress at night and kill him in his sleep, so he couldn't fight back. How would you improve the film? Right, so first off, Jack Black fell on his front in a wide shot, and then in the close up, he sits up as if he'd fallen on his back. That's a rookie mistake. There were too many characters in this film, and I don't think the writers knew what to do with them. So, Spencer, the kid from the first film, he goes back into the game, Jumanji, because, he was the Rock in there and life was awesome. And in the real world, life is not awesome because he's not the Rock. Side note, how does he solve his problems in this film? By becoming the Rock again. That's not a lesson. He should have been stuck as a different character and realised the power was inside him all along. But that's not the point. Anyway, so he goes into the game, and his three friends from the first film, they're like, oh man, we should go in there and get him, reluctantly. So two of them get sucked into the game with Spencer's granddad, Danny DeVito, and his frenemy, Danny Glover, and then hijinks ensue. But one of the characters from the first film, Beth, I think, she's left out of the game, and she goes to meet Tom Hanks's son, who's also in the first film. And you think, oh, they're going to do a side quest, they're going to fix the game, and they're going to help their friends at the end or whatever. That's not what happens. They just appear later in the film with basically no explanation. It's so stupid. But even when they do go into the game, Beth is a horse who doesn't talk. So like, not really a character at all. If you've got, too many characters, you don't have to include them all. Just say, oh, bloody Beth, she won't get here till tomorrow. And then the hijinks happen, and then at the end of the film, she's all like, oh, what did you guys do yesterday without me? And they're all like, oh, you don't want to know. Ugh. Anyways. Trailer leans into the whole the game is broken thing, which doesn't really appear much in the film. I think they mentioned it like once or something like that. But if you'd had like Beth and Tom Hanks's son, trying to fix the console which is smashed, and that causes some of like the body swapping hijinks or other glitches in the game, that would have made more sense than them, body swapping because of magic water, and also like the characters being absent for a good chunk of the film. Anyways, the Rock's character has one weakness in the game, and that is the character Switchblade. And Switchblade appears once in the entire film and shoots the other characters with a rocket launcher from a distance. I'm guessing like there were chunks of this film that were filmed but ended up on the editing room floor, because stuff like that doesn't make any sense. And like also Beth and Tom Hanks's kid, whose name I shan't remember or learn, like all that sort of stuff just didn't make any sense the way it is. Anyways, so the Rock's weakness in the film should have been Jurgen the Brutal, which explains why, the Rock's punching other people and they're flying through walls, but Jurgen, he's taking it like an absolute champ. Speaking of Jurgen, his weakness was the Jumanji berry, and when the Rock splattered him with said Jumanji berry, it didn't really seem to do anything because he was still taking those punches like an absolute champ. Strange. Anyways, so yeah, there's body swap hijinks because of magic water, and one of the characters is all like, hey, don't you touch my boobs, because the other character is in their body. And he's like, it was the first thing I did. And it wasn't. So we saw them swap, and the first thing he did was have a conversation with the person he just swapped bodies with. When did he have time to do the boob grabbing? With this outfit, I should be able to blend in. Why? He doesn't look anything like the guards at this fortress. So they make a big deal out of Kevin Hart's character taking on the identity of a eunuch. And I wasn't expecting, like, you know, them to force him to take his trousers down so everyone could see he was who he said he was. But that joke went on for a couple of minutes and then just went nowhere for no apparent reason. The Rock being controlled by Danny DeVito is a whole thing. So he could have got everyone killed with his whole chop the rope bridge without telling anyone plan. Very dangerous. And Kevin Hart's character, controlled by Danny Glover, he can talk to animals, it appears. So why didn't he try talking to the mandrills, the scary ape things that were trying to eat people and things? Why didn't he just tell them to chill out for a bit? Could have done. Even in the fictional game world of Jumanji, which you've got to assume was created by some sort of demonic entity to harvest the souls of people, there's a Sony brand radio. Why is there so much advertising in these goddamn films? Also, that reminds me, I've just realised, the reintroduction to the characters from the first film is them texting and bloody, take a guess what brand phone they've got. Yeah. How much fake tan did Karen Gillan have to put on every single day? She's a lot paler than that in real life. There you go. How are they going to explain that Danny Glover went to the house of, well, the house that Danny DeVito was staying at? Everyone knows they've got beef back in the day, and then Danny Glover just seemingly disappears because he stays in the game to be a horse for some reason. Like, the police are going to come looking and they won't find a body, but you can still get done for murder if there's no body, I believe. So yeah, rating out of 5 beers, give it 4. Like I said, I suspect that there's big chunks of this film that weren't released in the theatrical version. Perhaps there should be an extended version in the future. But it was already like over 2 hours long, and that's too long for Jumanji. Anyway, yeah, 4. Bye.